He's motherfucking. He's something funky. He thinks he's awesome.
Hello everybody, it's me, Undead Viking, and I am here to talk to you about, well, the game Space Movers, but more importantly, I'm here to talk to you about the Kickstarter for the expansion for Space Movers that is live right now. Now, Space Movers was a game I did a video for a while back that really, I mean, I shouldn't say it surprised me, but I knew I was going to have fun with the game. I liked the idea of it, I liked the mechanisms of it, but I did not realize I was going to have as much fun as I did. As I've had playing this game. I mean, frankly, my gaming group, and combined with my gaming group and my family, we kind of played it out. I mean, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, you're definitely getting your money's worth, if you will, out of the game. But I mean, it was one of those things where we started experiencing repetition. You know, even though the game comes with lots of cards and comes with lots of different objectives and events and things like that, it was something where we were seeing repeats and like we'd recognize certain cards as they showed up again. And that's not necessarily, as I said, a bad thing. We played it enough to get to that point. But it is something where I was hoping for fresh new content, something just to kind of inject a new story to the game or some new fresh blood. And so when the designers contacted me and said, you know, hey, we've got these expansions that are coming out that are going to add new cards and add new scenarios and things like that to it, I was like, let me see it. I'm really excited. I want to try those out. And so they sent that to me, and I've played the game with the new expansions, and here's my thing about expansions, and if you've watched my videos, you know this is my feeling about expansions. I really, really, really don't like expansions to games that just change everything. Like when they just basically say, oh, you know that game you love and you've played like a dozen or 2 dozen or 3 dozen times or whatever, and you just know the rules like the back of your hand? Yeah. Well, we've totally changed it. You know, we took everything that you liked and we think you'll like this, but here's something new. And I'm always like, oh, yeah. You know, it's one of those things where if it isn't broke, don't fix it. You know, and the thing is, with a game like this that's thematic and story driven, I just want more story. I just want more stuff. I just want more cards. I just want more events. I just want more objectives. Things like I just already said. And the thing is that that's what they've done. They've added a bunch of new cards that add a bunch of new wrinkles. They've refined one of the mechanisms. I'll talk about more of that in a little bit. And they've just switched it up and just like, I don't know how to even, you know, just like they sharpened the pencil, basically. I sat there and I wrote and I wrote and I wrote with this pencil, and it was down to a stub, and I was having trouble, like, you know, making sense of the words I was writing, and then they came along and I was able to put it in the sharpener, and now I had a brand new pencil, and I had brand new stories, and I had brand new excitement to play a game that I absolutely loved. So let me show you the things that they've added with the expansion. And so then if you own Space Movers or are interested in getting a copy of Space Movers and you want to have the expansion just from right away from the get-go, you can see what you're going to get with this extension to an already amazingly fun game. All right, cool. Alright, I have gone ahead and set up the game of Space Movers, just basically so if you haven't actually like seen the game or seen my review that I had before, or seen like a review that has the actual like final components, I just wanted to give you a look at that. Obviously I'm not talking about the base game here, I'm going to be talking about the expansion and what it's going to add, but I just figured might as well show that to you while I talk about that. So, one of the things that they're going to add into the expansion is that they're going to include a roll mat, which is basically going to be a big mouse pad. This is not the one that's going to be included. One of the big mechanisms in the game, as you probably know for Space Movers, is that you roll the dice, and you roll the dice inside of the game box. And then when you roll the dice in there, you're trying to get like a certain score, you know, and you roll and you're trying to get 5 or higher on the die. But the mechanism is that if you roll, like if you rolled like a 2 and you didn't want a 2, and like the next person rolls the die, tries to hit the die and like change it. And then of course that didn't work really well because I got a 3 or a 4. But you can see how that goes. And also, the game includes a blank die that the person whose turn it is gets to roll, and then they get the added chance of hitting it again. And like in that case, I worked because I got 2 5s then, in that situation. So that's one of the big mechanisms. But one of the things is that they're going to add another roll mat that you can place in the box like that will have and I'll show you the picture that I have of it. It'll look like this one here, and it's going to have those X's, which the ones in the corner, basically those are going to be so they have fail spots. So like if the die ends up in those spots, it automatically fails no matter what you rolled. So I mean, it's just something that they're going to add. And they weren't able to send me one of those to begin for this, so I just want to make sure that that is going to be part of the expansion that is coming out. Then, which is really cool, and this is like what I said, this is what I really like about this expansion that's coming. It's not changing a lot of rules. It's not altering anything. It's just adding stuff to the game that's already really cool. And so then you're getting these 3 little packs that are going to add things to the game. So I'm just going to show you each one of these in turn. This one's, as I said, it's the objective expansion. So, there's 2 ways to play the game. You can either play a story, which, tells with the objective cards there, that you have to win to beat the game, you have to succeed in these 5 objectives. And so you can play a story that has, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, and it tells a story as you play. And obviously that's fun, and it kind of tells, and it expands upon the comic book that you do with the game, and kind of tells you more about that ongoing progress that the team of the Spatial Liberty is going through. But there's also a big random deck of objectives that you can just draw 5 random objectives, and then you just do that. And that really adds a lot to the playability, because after you've beaten the the couple of stories that you have, you may not want to just keep doing those over and over again. And so they give you the expansion gives you a bunch of new objectives, and these are random objectives that you can put into the random objective deck, and then so it adds more playability, adds more replayability, and adds more flavor to the game, and that's always a welcome addition in my opinion. So then there is the challenge expansion. Now this game is already really difficult. We still lose a lot. I think it's mostly our luck with the dice rolls than anything else. But the challenge expansion does give you a way to ramp up the difficulty of the game, and they do that by one of when you play the game, you're drawing cards out of this deck. And one of the cards you can draw out of the deck is called a UO Pursuit. Basically, the Universal Oversight is this giant ship. That's where their headquarters are, and they're trying to just track you down and interrogate your people and find out what kind of mischief you're up to. And that's a bad thing, obviously. And so the UO Pursuit cards, they have a bunch of new ones, and they basically have made these more difficult than the normal ones. And they're already really tough anyway when you run into these UO Pursuit cards. But when you add even like the more difficult ones, then it actually obviously gets even more difficult with those being added in. And normally I just put these here because I wanted to put them somewhere, but this is where the UO Pursuit cards go, and so you'd place the cards there, and then if you have to defeat that particular pursuit card, and hopefully before the next one shows up, because then things get even worse, and you go up this little track over here, and if it gets to the end you lose, and so on and so forth. So I like the fact that these, you don't have to use all of them. You can just mix in however many of the tougher ones you want with the base ones, and that's really helpful. And like I said, it just changes up the game. And if you've gotten a little expert-ish at this one, at the base game, it offers a really good way to ramp it up. And you also do get some new events. The cards that are in this deck, there are lots of event cards, and so you can be able to fold in, and you do construct a deck each time when you play the game, and so you can put the new events in there if you so desire. Just another way to enhance the replayability of the game. And the final expansion, which is probably my favorite one, is this. This is the Bounty Hunter expansion. So you can probably guess this adds a little Bounty Hunter to the game. And so now here you have another thing, another that is chasing you down and making life miserable. So you get a little card for the ship and the Bounty Hunter himself, Divadex or Divadex. I don't know. I can only assume that's how you pronounce it. I do like the fact that with Space Movers is they're not just throwing stuff in just to throw stuff in. They actually are thinking up like backstories. It tells like why what the ship is. It gives a backstory for the Phantom that the Bounty Hunter flies, and it tells a little backstory of the Bounty Hunter themselves. And so like it's something that adds that storyline, that adds that immersion of the game. Then it includes some objective cards that you'll put into your objective deck randomly, and these all pertain to the Bounty Hunter. And the big thing about when you fail these objectives, the Bounty Hunter objectives, what happens is that you have to draw one of these. You're going to end up getting one of these wanted cards, and each one of these wanted cards is for one of the members of the crew. And obviously, if you played the game, you know that if your crew member is being interrogated, you can't use them for their ability. The same thing goes for this. They've been captured by the Bounty Hunter, and you can't use them, so you've got to figure out a way to track them down and get them back. And so so you randomly will have one person picked, and then if you are captured, you aren't just like stuck doing nothing. You get this card that basically allows you to try to escape from the Bounty Hunter, and then so you actually can do something on your turn if you're dealing with the Bounty Hunter situation. So, I mean, all three of those decks, like I said, it just adds new wrinkles to the game. It doesn't change any of the base rules. It doesn't monkey with how the game is played in any way. It just adds more. It adds more story. It adds more fun. It adds more replayability. It does exactly what I want from an expansion. Now, I don't know if I'm supposed to show this to you or not, but I'm going to anyway. One of the things about the game was that some people had a problem with is that if you were being interrogated by the UO and you were stuck up there in that ship up there, your options on your turn were really, really limited, and you didn't really feel like you're doing anything other than just kind of weighing everybody down. So they have actually, as a stretch goal, I understand, they're going to include these interrogation cards, which allows you to try to have a chance to sneak away. And then if you sneak away, you're then infiltrating, and then you can actually start doing something helpful, where you can, if a UO pursuit card is on the board, you may try to hack the UO system and redirect them. And so then if you succeed the skill check, you get to move the scout ship that they send out looking for the Liberty. You get to move it away. And so that's a really cool thing that they did, because I mean, like I said, I think they listened to some of the feedback that they got, is like, having that one person kind of stuck not doing anything. If having that option of having more to do on their turn than just kind of being that bloated whale that isn't able to do anything and just like weighing everybody down, really helps out a lot. So there you go. That is the expansion that's in this Kickstarter. Like I've played the game many times. This is a staple for family game night. We really enjoy this one, and my friends enjoyed it as well. And we added the cards, and we had a blast with the new stuff. And I didn't really enjoy playing with the ramped up difficulty cards, because the game was already pretty tough to win, but we soldiered through it and lost, of course. But it is, if you got good at the game, I really think you're going to be tested with those. So there you go. If you have any questions about the base game, Space Movers, or the expansion, please ask me. I'll try to answer those to the best of my ability. Normally I wouldn't be signing off like this, but I already pretty much covered everything I wanted to say in my introduction as far as the game is concerned. So this is me, Undead Viking, telling you to have yourself one heck of an awesome day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.